Guys, in this video I'm going to talk about shiny object syndrome, how it affected me, how I overcame it, and hopefully how you can overcome it too if you're not seeing the success that you want online with the business venture that you're pursuing. Alright, stay tuned. Hey guys, I just wanted to have a quick chat to you about shiny object syndrome. And this is something that I struggled with for almost 5 years, trying to break free from the 9 to 5, or in my case, it was client work, doing client work and reinventing the wheel every time and constantly being burnt out by doing all the work myself. In between client work, I was, trying to find a way to automate things online and sell digital products and create various businesses that I tried and failed. Basically jumping from one shiny object to the next. So the way that you kind of identify that you have shiny object syndrome is simply whether you've had thoughts like, I want to make money online, but it's just too expensive, or I tried it for a week and it's just not working for me. So in other words, it must be a scam. Another way is I'm broke, is another way to identify whether you could be having shiny object syndrome. So if in the last, say, month, 2 months, you've looked at more than one kind of make money online opportunity, and you've spent money into a few of them, and you've tried a few of them, and they haven't worked, and you feel like they haven't worked for you, this message is for you, because I was definitely stuck there. I'm sure there are plenty of scams out there, especially in the make money online industry, and a lot of Facebook groups. There's people scamming you about altcoins and buying cryptocurrencies and all kinds of stuff. You can see it rampant in the comments of people's posts, and someone posts something like, can you, if you're interested in finding out this, comment below. People start commenting, yes, I'm interested. But before the author even comments, there's a stack of other comments to the people who say, yes, I'm interested, from other people trying to pull them out to somewhere else. But, if you live life in fear of scams, there's always going to be scams. And the more people find their way online, the people are going to, the scamming people are going to be there, and it's going to increase. But if you live life in fear of scams, you also miss the opportunities, which is really sad. So you might end up just 5 to 10 years down the track exactly in the same position as you are now. So that's a bit challenging. The other thing I wanted to talk about is, having those thoughts themselves is not necessarily a bad thing. So like, I'm broke, or this seems like a scam, I'm unsure about this, and because it's something new, and your body doesn't want to do new things, your mind doesn't want to do new things, it's something uncomfortable. But the thing is, success happens outside your comfort zone, otherwise we wouldn't be able to grow as humans. So you can use those thoughts as either your excuse not to do it, or your motivation to do it. So I thought I wanted to just share with you my sort of story. And about 5 years ago, I was sort of stuck as a project manager in a IT consulting firm, and I hated it. It was I dreaded working. It was a work from home situation, but the work itself was really tedious, time consuming. Management wasn't really listening to my advice. I'd come home, wasn't getting paid much, working long hours, and I was getting sicker and sicker in my health, my mental health and physical health. So I needed change fast. The thing is, the trouble approaching any business, online or not, with that sense of urgency, is it's more likely that you're going to make hasty decisions and even quit before you see any results. And that's exactly what happened over and over again. I started dropshipping businesses, I started Amazon FBA businesses, I started blogs, I started YouTube channels. I've got accounts for hundreds of different platforms because I've tried all of the money making strategies online on like ClickBank and JVZoo and all of those types of platforms. Essentially, I let my beliefs and feelings about my circumstances affect my decision making, which meant I was constantly self-sabotaging anything and everything that I was trying to do. It was also carrying into other aspects of my life, like my body. I would be looking for ways to quickly lose weight or to tone up, or without actually just putting in the work and being consistent. And because that is the crux of any business. Even though when you're advertising even though when you see the advertising for some of these business opportunity type ads, it makes it seem like you can, do little work and make huge amounts of money quickly. The reality is that will only work for a select few who already have an email list and or an audience online. When you're starting, you still have to build your email list. You still have to build your audience. So just keep that in mind. It takes time and persistence and daily action to build that email list. The other thing that mindset does, which is interesting, so it's like, oh, this is a scam, I'm broke. It's also disempowering you as an individual. It's saying, I'm not responsible for the results I get in life, therefore I want someone else to do it, or the outside circumstances are dictating my current results. So you blame everything. You start blaming the politics, you start blaming the government and the crisis situation at the moment with the pandemic, or you start blaming taxes, or you start blaming friends or relationships or outside circumstances, which, maybe it could be your job. Maybe you're blaming your job because you don't have any time and you're working so hard, so you got no time left at the end of the day. And if only they just gave you a pay rise. The thing is, even in a job, you're not responsible for the cash flow. The business owner is making the decisions for the cash flow. Whereas as a business owner, if you want to start bringing money in, you need to learn those skills to bring that cash flow in and be accountable when it doesn't come in. So that it means that you're responsible. It's not like it's your fault it doesn't come in. It's like, I'm accountable that it doesn't come in. Therefore, I'm responsible for taking action to do the important task to bring that traffic to my pages, and hence leads into my business and hence sales into my business. The reality is there will never be a push button solution to your financial problem. There wasn't for me. You have to think that my financial situation and my health and all of that all happened over many years. It just accumulated by the things I didn't do every day. And as a result, sort of my health, my wealth started to drop the further you get on in life. And you have kids, you grow your family, you want to move into bigger places. It's natural that the pressure is just going to get tougher if you're not making a redirection. So my redirection came when I started implementing some positive habits into my life, in my body, my being, and my business. So it's important that you start implementing some daily changes to overcome your body, because your body's never going to want to do something uncomfortable, whether that's working out, whether that's eating right, whether that's avoiding gaming or the other temptations that are out there. So if it is ringing a bell for you, just take a moment now and take a big breath and just relax. And the fact that you're alive and breathing is amazing. Like, it's 1 in a cajillion chances that your body, your mind, your soul exists right now. Like, that's amazing in itself. The precious gift of life. Everything else that we stress about is man-made. So, we live in these artificial environments with access to technology and computers, and we even, eat food that's sometimes grown and in a lab environment. Like, we have so much man-made stuff around us, the economy, everything. We end up stressing about that so much, in actual facts, when you get back to the roots of it, life is the free gift that we all have, and it's amazing. If you're watching this video, that's amazing. The fact that you even found it and that this is in front of you right now, whether that be by email or you found it online, this is not by coincidence. The fact that you have a drive to change your life, that's amazing too. That's going to trickle down to the people around you. That's going to, when they start seeing you lead and take charge in your own life, other people start asking questions. And that's how you can really make a big impact. And every one of us is capable of making 6 figures online. There's no doubt about it. It's not separated for a select few. See, the thing is, you got to remember that the online world is completely man-made. It's an artificial world, which means if you learn the right tasks to make stuff happen, it will happen. It becomes predictable. Whereas in the real world, in nature, there's a lot of other laws that govern what happens, which makes it somewhat unpredictable. So you just got to keep that in mind. It's the people who do make 6, 7, even 8 figures online aren't people who they didn't happen to luck onto that. They weren't specifically gifted to suddenly be able to use the internet over other people. They've just put in the work. They've figured out the pathway to success via mentorships, doing some courses, and they've implemented those strategies and took consistent action to build a business. It didn't happen overnight. A lot of the times it happens over 5, 10 years, even when you build if you wanted to build a massive list of, a couple 100,000 people. So every day, spend a bit of time thinking about the things you appreciate in life, and put everything else aside, and don't just think about it, but feel it too. Like, what does gratitude actually feel like? See if you can muster up that feeling of gratitude in that moment, and meditate on those things that you really appreciate in life. So the right mindset for any business to succeed is the following. I'm just reading this down from my notepad. No one is going to do the work for you. All they can do is guide you. So just think about that. Sure, if you had an existing business and you're earning 6 or 7 figures already, you can hire people to do work for you. I ran a digital marketing agency for a while, and that's what people do. And I still have a few clients, and they pay me a several $1,000 commission every month just to do their ads, or to build out their blog, or to provide consulting services. There's a lot of people willing to do that. But if you're just starting out in the online world, expecting people to do it for you is more likely to disempower you, like I discussed before, and you don't learn the skills required to be successful online, nor is it sustainable. So yeah, that's important. So the next mindset to succeed online is anything worthwhile requires an investment of time, energy, and resources. Nothing is free. Sure, there's the law of attraction, and I believe in that. However, you can't expect things to happen just through the pure power of positive thinking. Yes, coincidences can happen more often in the real world, but on the online world, it's a little bit different, because an article is not going to write itself, and an ad's not going to place itself. So where it works is the gratitude and the power of positive thinking, and more importantly, the power of positive feeling helps you absorb and look at things you learn online through a view of appreciation and inspiration. So if you have an idea within that scope, then you need to learn the steps to implement those online, if it's an idea for an online business. So at least you can then take some inspired action to make real change in your life. And it's the inspired action and the behaviors that you do on a daily basis which brings in the results. So yeah, consistent action in the right direction slowly builds success online. You don't just happen upon it. And the important thing is to never give up. So you are in full control of your online business. There is no employer or manager to solve problems for you. So that might be scary for some people, depending on what stage they're at. But if you can learn the high earning skills and what it takes to contribute value to the point where people are willing to pay you, whether that's for a digital product, a physical product, an online course, then you always will have control over your finances. And if you can solve that part of the equation, people, particularly in the marketing industry, if you can learn how to market first, people all over the world will want to hire you to market their products and services if you wanted to, give back that way. Or you could keep building your own business and just choose who you want to work with if you did want to do some sort of work for other people, coaching people, consulting people, implementing some campaigns. So if you take ownership of that you're responsible for the results you get, and if you bail too early, it's likely you won't see the results, particularly if you don't already have a list or an existing website. It takes time and effort to build the audience around that. So make a commitment today that you will do whatever it takes. No matter how dire your circumstances and how urgently you need things to change, it's not going to happen overnight. I know that's sad because some people are in some really tough situations. But after all in life, you don't really get what you want. You only get what you're relentlessly committed to. So if you're relentlessly committed to growing a successful online business, you will get it. As long as you're relentless in no matter what circumstances are, no matter what adversity you face, you will be successful. Because if you're not committed to get what you want, others will use you to get what they want because they're committed to it. Generally, the people who are not committed end up working for the people who are committed. But I know you can do this. I know you're part of my community, and you've got the grit required to persevere and make it online. Just remember that starting a physical business can cost 200 grand and you still have to do the work or more, and may require capital investment. Whereas working online and creating a digital product or affiliate marketing business only requires you to be sitting in front of a computer. So what tasks are you going to do today to get that 1% improvement? Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about yesterday. Just focus on that one task that's going to move you forward 1%. In understanding an online business, in building your list, in creating an email auto follow-up, in placing an ad, in learning how to place ads, in focusing on one channel and becoming an expert in that to get a positive return on investment. But it doesn't happen overnight. Just one small task, and that's all I'm asking you to do. One small task. Figure out what it is, write it down, and try it. Just keep in mind that setting up an autoresponder or recording a video script or takes preparation. So you break it down into smaller tasks. Anyway, thanks so much for your time. I know you can do this, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you later. Bye.